the creepiest thing your sibling forced you to do? When I was 15, my older brother sat me down and said, I need you to be my girlfriend until I can get a real one. Lester was 18 and had never kissed a girl. He blamed everyone but himself, especially the girls at school who he said were too shallow to see his potential. He'd spend hours in his room practicing pickup lines in the mirror and rating girls from his yearbook based on their breeding potential. Our parents thought his obsession was normal teenage behavior and told me to be supportive when he complained about being single. They'd make me sit through his rants about being friend-zoned and nod sympathetically. When he started calling me pretty and saying I had the exact body type he was looking for in a wife, I thought he was just being weird. Everything changed the summer before his senior year when he cornered me in the kitchen. He said he'd figured out why girls didn't like him. He had no experience. He needed to practice on someone safe before approaching real girls, and I was the perfect solution. He laid out his plan like a business proposal. I'd pretend to be his girlfriend for practice sessions where he'd learn to talk to women, plan dates, and build physical comfort. He said, you already live here and you can't say no to family. When I said absolutely not, he got our parents involved, and they agreed it was a harmless way for me to help him build confidence. The practice sessions were disgusting right from the start. Lester would schedule fake dates where I had to dress up in outfits he picked that showed the right amount of skin. He'd make me sit through candlelit dinners in our dining room while he tested pickup lines and practiced touching my hand, then my knee, then my thigh. Our parents would watch from the kitchen, proud of how seriously he was taking self-improvement. He'd rehearse conversations where I had to respond like different types of girls. Sometimes I was the virgin he needed to corrupt. Other times I was the experienced one who could teach him things. He'd critique my performances, saying I wasn't moaning realistically enough when he touched me. When I tried to make it obviously fake, he'd grip my wrist hard and say I was sabotaging his future. The physical practice escalated daily. Practice hugs became practice grinding. He'd say real couples touched everywhere. Real couples tasted each other. Real couples slept in the same bed. When I complained to mom, she said boys will be boys and that I should be flattered he found me attractive enough to practice with. He started making me sleep in his bed so he could practice cuddling positions. He'd press against me and say he was learning what girls wanted. He bought lingerie and expected me to model it so he'd know what to buy future girlfriends. He practiced unhooking bras on me because that's what smooth guys know how to do. It was survivable, barely, until I started dating Mark from my math class. For the first time, I understood what real affection felt like versus my brother's predatory rehearsals. Mark treated me like an actual person, not a practice doll, and he had the added bonus of not being my brother. When Lester found out I was seeing someone, he exploded. He said I was giving away his virginity to another guy. I refused to do any more practice sessions. I told him I had a real boyfriend now and didn't have time for his sick games. He tried to guilt me, saying I'd already let him do so much that stopping now was just cruel. For 2 weeks, I felt free. I'd barricade my door when Lester was home and spend all my free time with Mark or at friends' houses. Lester started following me on my real dates with Mark, taking notes and photos of how we touched. Lester completely lost it when he saw Mark kiss me goodbye after a date. He said I'd stolen his first kiss and given it to someone else. He convinced our parents that Mark was molesting me. They banned me from seeing Mark and grounded me indefinitely. Then Lester announced we needed intensive practice to prepare him for prom. He said seeing me with Mark proved he needed to practice everything before some girl humiliated him. Our parents supervised these sessions but always found excuses to leave. They'd go get groceries